Hello and welcome. I'm Ebinotti and we're doing the full moon readings. Full moon is in Scorpio right now. If you're watching this when it comes out, that is tonight. We're doing the elementals like we always do for the full moon and the new moon cycles, and right now we are going to do the ether element. So the ether is the subconscious, you know, the realm, the 5D realm where we're all connected. The ether is what I like to call the spiritual realm, so a place where the subconscious lives, where spirit lives, however you want to look at that, that we can tap into. When we meditate, we go into a deep place of understanding, and I think that place is the 5D, the fifth dimension, or the ether element, as they've called it in most of history. If you're new to these readings, we're going to pull a few oracle cards as well as the tarot. I call this spread the quick pick spread. I do personal readings online. They are available. If you're interested, you can find those links, my contact information down in the description box. You can get a hold of me there. I offer quick pick readings, 30-minute readings, and 60-minute readings. Whether we do a general reading for you or a focused reading, you can ask a specific question if you like. I'm like, I just all of a sudden the need for a deep breath. Okay. I'm lighting a smudge for us today. We're using a dragon's blood incense cone. I have a backflow incense cone. If you know what those are, they have the little holes in the bottom where the incense smoke will backflow and you can sort of flood out like a waterfall design or something like that. I'm using a cauldron for us today. I do like that witchy vibe, especially talking things like the full moon, Scorpio. It's that, you know, Jupiter energy of transmutation, of transformation. In the tarot, they call it death. So that death card is that same energy right now, the springtime. Everything is rejuvenating and blossoming, and sometimes it's, you know, it doesn't look so great. Sometimes it's cloudy, storms roll in, but what do they say? You know, spring showers. Yes, indeed. Even I wanted to slap myself on that one. I'm just kidding. It's a little cheeky today, and I like it. We could use a sense of humor, especially when we talk about the world, our lives, some of our struggles, and we go into the 5D. I mean, I feel like spirit or source, I feel like it has a great sense of humor. So we're going to start off with the Starseed Oracle. If you're curious about the decks that we use in the readings, they're always listed down in the description box as well. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And let's get into your reading. The full moon's going to last about 2 weeks. In the rare occasion that this energy for you lasts for the month until the next full moon, so be it. Sometimes the messages are quite... they can be a bit more long-term. I mean, time is fluid in so many ways. Some of us move through energy very quickly, and others of us, it's more of a life lesson, and it takes a few cycles to get through it. So we're going to see how that comes up today. For the most part, we can go with a 2-week time frame, and if I see anything else in it, I will let you know. Okay, starting off with our first message. Each one of these images is specific to the cards. We'll have a look at that. Ooh, look at that. That's gorgeous. Ooh, there's a lot of fire in that. I like it. Transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. So leaving the mind and stepping into the soul. Very much so an ether energy with transcendence. Transcend the mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. Very much so a need to be authentic within the mental space. The air element might be something we're struggling with for the next couple of weeks here. The mind might be racing, trouble sleeping, trouble quieting the mind and slowing it down. That's that masculine energy, you know, to do. The doer's always trying to do fucking something. Can't just relax, kick back, eat a cheesecake, and watch some Netflix. No. Gotta have that to-do list going. Gotta make sure that things are tomorrow, but tomorrow. You know what I mean? We need the mind to relax a little bit here, and we need to step into the soul, the heart space, the ether, very much so. We can get grounded and do that. We could relax, enjoy. Pleasure is a great way to do that. Meditation is a great way to do that. bathing rituals, spa, you know, like I would say a shopping trip, but unless you have disposable income where that truly is just a fun endeavor, then I wouldn't recommend that at all. We want to get out of the 3D here and into the 5D. So if you're struggling financially right now, you know, blowing money on something, even if you're really excited about it, isn't it? That's not going to be it. Not to get you through. So we'll see what, I mean, do what you do. It's like my favorite thing to do. Royal blue and gold dragon strengthens you to stand in your power and wisdom. Royal blue and gold strengthens you. Do you see? Awaken to your own majesty and wear your cloak of power with pride. So there's something here, again, this feeling of the need to be authentic. And when we are aligned to our true purpose, oh, excuse me, I just like choked on it, which is telling me even more so. I was feeling that throat chakra from the very beginning. The need to fill the lungs with air. And when we speak, to speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's very much so going to be important moving forward. It's the thing that not necessarily is missing, but it's the thing that needs the focus and the attention. It's the thing that matters the most. You know, that our authentic voice is being used. Our thoughts are being clarified before we speak them. And if we speak them before they're clarified, to express them in that way. People and open conversations, sometimes in the most unlikely of places, can really help us clarify our thoughts sometimes and take us into that place of transcendence where we really can, you know, let the 3D things go and move into the 5D realm, meaning our higher selves can help us understand what our purpose is, what we're doing, where we can have faith that things are going to work out, and where we need to put our energy to work harder to make sure that things work out. So that focus, you know, it's very, very important. I remember a long time ago, I was doing this little online course, and one of the key points, or one of the topics of the day, was about discernment. Because if you're, picture a globe, okay, just a round globe, and you're standing at the top of it, and you're at point A, and you need to get to point B, which is, you know, only like an inch on this little globe behind you, or like, you know, whatever that means in miles, you know what I'm saying? So you're at point A, point B is behind you, but you're facing this way. That's discernment. If you turn the fuck around, you would have 2 steps, but instead you walk the path because you have no discernment. You don't know. You know you got to get to point B, but you don't know that it's right behind you. That's what's so important about this, is like there's something that the mind is holding you back with. And I think you know it, because I think when your soul aligns, everything makes sense, and it's time to connect now. So the 5D to the 3D, how do we bring this vibration or this frequency that we know we are meant to live at into the 3D when we've never lived that frequency before? The life has never looked that way. Excuse me, things have never gone down that way. You've never had that kind of luck. You never had those kind of opportunities. Things never worked out for you like that. People never treated you like that. It's like, how do you do that shift? Talking about royalty energy over here, it's like, you just do. You just turn into Duchess. That's what I call her. The fire dragon burns up the lower energies around you. This can be very destructive. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired, and clear your soul's pathway. Look at how fire is just burning shit out of your life right now. So you gotta be very careful with devil energy. When you try to transcend, when you begin to transcend, it's not like something you choose, right? It just happens. It's like you become more than you were. And when you transcend into these, let's say royal, because that really shows like the level of responsibility and how important you become. So when you transcend into a state of royal status now, in any area of life, you know, especially like status, money, that kind of thing, stability. When you transcend, much is left behind. Much is changed within you. And I think that's what this is talking about. So if you, let's say the devil offers you everything you ever wanted with no concept of the cost. And that's how the devil usually works, right? But without that opportunity, everything you want is right in front of you. You just don't know it. It's kind of like that's the feeling that I'm getting here. You're being asked to have faith in your own power and to really believe that what you're doing is with purpose. So it's like, ooh, okay, there's going to be action required with fire coming in here. And a lot of that action is going to be easier to move through if the mind is not as limited. If you transcend the mental, logical, fear-based thinking, meaning facts. You know what I mean? The devil's in the details for a fucking reason, because when you're spiritually attuned, the details don't matter. You know it's faith. Not stupid, ignorant. I'm not even going to name any religions, but you know what I'm talking about. Not that. Not blind faith. The kind of faith that comes from actual connection to spirit, which means going within, facing your darkness. You know, you've been through it all. So let's see what we get in the tarot here. Very, very exciting time. Full moon in Scorpio. Just got big time deja vu looking up at my calendar. What a funny, funny thing that is to go through with you. Deja vu to me has always been a little special. I don't even really talk about it because it's not about other people. It's about the way I feel it. And deja vu has always felt like something I've seen before. And in that moment, that image that I see, I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be in that moment because I've seen it. It feels like I've seen it, not something like it, because it's not about the image per se. The image brings the emotion, the feeling. Fascinating. With you. So let's see, we've got some destruction. Ooh, you wanted to pop out, so we'll take you. Major Arcana number 14. First card out, Temperance. This is big time healing. You want to talk, Queen of Swords wants to peekaboo. You want to talk about transcendence. It's so much healing is required to go through. This is like a protection angel energy. You are very, very protected. We saw that in another message here. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm trying to take it all in. 8 of Swords on the bottom. I'm going to have a little sip while this flies through my mind and I try to bring words for you. Okay. Up until this point, so in the last full moon cycle, let's say the last 6 weeks, for some reason I'm thinking a month and a half. In the last 6 weeks or so, you have been literally divinely guided and protected by someone specific. Whether it's one of your guides or your ancestors, I think you're connecting to this person or this energy. So for you, it could be an animal spirit. It could be source as a whole, but this is new for you. But the feeling of them being with you, this energy being there for you, has been there all your life. It's just maybe for the first time you're recognizing this specific guide or type of protection in your life. It's like all of a sudden you're realizing that you've always been protected in this way. And it's like, wow, you feel that royal protection, that importance of blood. I just heard the bloodline. There's something here from like the ancestors. I'm like so fascinated. I want to get right into this. I want to see the next ones. Oh, what the hell is that? There's something flying in here. It just landed on my mirror. Oh, you can't quite see it. And I looked back up and he was gone. Yes, the fuck he was, because you know this is not the place for you, friend. Just started raining outside and got a little bit spring-like out there, so lots of bugs coming out. Okay, what I feel is here burns up the lower energies around you. That's the kind of protection that you've had for the last 6 weeks or so. So even 6 months, if things have fallen out of your life, like jobs and stuff, very much so you are being protected. That goes for partners, jobs, anything that feels like a missed opportunity or a loss was divinely protected. So we'll see why with what else comes up here. There's more to be said about this bloodline thing. You might want to start looking into your origins. You might have been looking into your origins lately, your origin story, where your people come from, the land, what that's all about. You might be getting deeper into things like your Akashic records. Next card out, we have the Three of Cups. So here, as opposed to celebrations, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily not call this a celebration, but I do feel like there's a support system where there's been mutual healing. This feels very feminine. Like feminine energy or supportive feminine energy has definitely been there for you. In the last, like I said, this sort of dark period that we've been going through, this wanted to come out so badly. It just kept sticking to my fingers, then it stuck to the altar. We're going to take it. The Seven of Cups. So things aren't looking as clear right now as we need them to look. And that's because emotionally in the 3D, things are not sorted out. It's like we're going through healing. We don't know who's there for us and who isn't. We don't know who's standing with our higher selves and who's standing with these lower vibrations of ourselves. So if that's not evident right now, I would expect a lot of shift coming around you. Just in terms of people showing you who they really are, and also maybe you getting a chance at seeing who you are in some of these friendships so that you can choose to walk away from some of them or to solidify and put more energy into some of them. Friendships are high maintenance, you know, we never really talk about that, but they are. It's like when you have people in your life, there's a lot of expectations, and sometimes our shadows clash and our inner children, like, you know, aren't on the same vibe and they want to do different things. And there's a lot, I think, that we're realizing in our connections around us and how complex they really are and how much they require from us. So based on what I think you're going through right now, it might not have the energy to give the way that you'd like to. So not giving to your friendships, no need for guilt or anything there. The right people will understand when you get the chance to express and connect with them. Next card coming out, Major Arcana number 3, the Empress. Hello, feminine energy. Hello, grounded, healing, safe, all so cozy. Don't you dare slam on me right now, window. Don't you do it. I got my window open just a little bit, so we're smudging. Feminine energy, so cozy. I'm getting the coziest vibes here. So look at this. On one, our central energy here is going to be confusion because we're doing a 5-card spread, the Seven of Cups. It's also many opportunities, but not necessarily 100% for sure on which ones we want, which ones are for us. We haven't made necessarily all the signing on the dotted line decisions yet. We're still kind of looking at that. And on one side, we have support, whether it's a little, what am I thinking here? Like it's about consumption or it's about partying, or it can be like the not the healthiest thing. We have a great support system. We're coming off divine protection truly, and physically there's been enough around us with that feminine energy to support and nourish where we are now, whether we're feeling alone or not. Coming up here on the other side of it, we get 10 times that. So where we have nourished ourselves, our relationships, and sometimes that means stepping back. Sometimes it means calling a friend and being like, hey man, I gotta take care of myself for a little while. I'm going through some shit. Like, I'm not gonna see you for the next like 3-4 months. And that feels like being a bad friend. It's like you made the effort though. You put in the effort to, you know, make sure that somebody else didn't feel hurt by your need. A good friend is gonna look at you and be like, man, if you need anything, like, call me. You know what I mean? And support that. So that's what you're getting 10 times more of, is this kind of support, this feminine energy that comes in and just makes you feel loved and safe and nourished. And like when I say that you're protected, like all of these come down to your protection. Like, whoa, feminine, mama bear, big mama dragon, you know what I mean? All the female that this is protection. This is mama bear protection kind of energy, so you don't have to worry. Whatever you need to do, I think that's, you know, you've got the time, and everything will fall into place. Oh, I'm just getting such like grandma vibes right now. I miss my Vava so much. She passed away when I was so young. I've just been thinking about her so much lately, and it's like, man, what I wouldn't do to have my grandma. That energy, you know. I'm very lucky to have the mom that I have, that's for sure. Okay, so moving on, this is going to be the 5th card in our spread before we move on to our clarifiers. We've got the 3 of Wands. So another 3 coming out with that Empress 3, the 3 of Wands. Okay, lots of fire energy over here. Looking into the future with optimism. I like that. I like that. And even more so, allowing. Once you feel safe and allow this energy to really root itself in you, that not only you are safe, but you give people that feeling, the ability to feel safe when they're with you. You cannot imagine how important that is, especially to the people in your life. So it's time to receive from that place. Once you allow that vibration, you allow that existence for you, the healing, the protection, the alignment to your spiritual feminine energy, meaning your self-worth, your value, your everything, your play, your wisdom, your intuition, your creation ability. It's like, whoa, I'm getting some powerful ass energy off you. Then things are allowed to come in. Then then all of these cups become clarified, you know, then you know which ones are for you, and the ones that aren't for you start moving away. And where 7 options feel a little overwhelming, maybe thrilling, it becomes very clear and you know which direction to move in. Clarifying temperance over here, we have the 9 of Wands. We needed this healing energy, we really did. The wounded warrior, exactly. The type of energy where, I mean, it's not just exhaustion because, you know, you're working too much. It's like, this is spiritually exhausted, where you really do feel like a solo rider. You take care of everything. Like, you've been burdened, not even burdened. It's like, again, I'm getting this need for the inner child to feel safe, man. Like, whoa, okay. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee while I think on this. Again, the mind's limitations. You remember, transcend the mind's limitations. Air energy is about the mental space. Hard decisions are only hard in the mind. Because when the soul approaches it, there's no decision. The soul knows exactly what it needs to do. And this is where this is. The feminine energy is really coming in here to balance out some of the harsher elements that we're going through, or the harsher struggles, challenges within these elements, like connections, reciprocation, clear decisions to be made, knowing what's for us and being able to receive it. I mean, this is life lessons 101, baby. Let's see what else we got here. I feel like there's hope. Hope is so important to hold on to here. Might be difficult to be hopeful in your situation right now, but within the ethers, I mean, come on. We're talking the 5D here. Under the 3 of Cups, we have the Ace of Wands. So I think within these supported groups and events and fun times, I think you know how to have fun. And when you do, I think you get very inspired. But I feel like your inspiration has felt a lot like a burden, because it's put you in a place of not having the stability that you're used to. And I mean, within the 3D, the Empress is very much so in the 3D, this feminine energy. It's very difficult to not feel safe. The feminine, the inner child, I mean, they want to just live and be protected. Sorry, I thought my phone stopped recording. And it's difficult, especially financially, especially, you know, spiritually, physically, feeling very much so like the feminine energy had to take over for the masculine, because the masculine was focused on more frivolous things or whatever, you know, pick your poison on that one. But the feminine has felt alone and unprotected for too long, and that's not up to the masculine to do. That's up to each of us, be it male, female, young, or old, to balance out our own feminine and masculine energy so that our selves are protected and like integrated, listened to, seen, they can express themselves, the inner child, the shadow, the higher self. And then from the realm of masculine and feminine, who are we? Where is that balance? Do you know how masculine you are compared to feminine? Do you know which times you like to dominate and when you don't? like I always said, you know, I'm very dominant in my career, in business, in my ideas and ambitions. That's very much so masculine energy for me. I like to flow and be creative and express myself as the woman that I am, but that's all coming from a masculine drive, a driving force. In my relationships, really, like friendships and everything, I'm not trying to be dominant. I want to be the feminine energy. It's not about dominance and submission. I mean, those are catchy words that we like to use and to sexualize and stuff like that, but it's not even like that. It's like, I mean it. There are parts of my life where I am so much happier being my masculine energy, and then other parts where it's like, it's the last fucking thing I want to be. When I come home, I'm not trying to be like, you know everything and have everything and line everything up and 1 + 1 = 2, all masculine and shit. That is not my job. I am a straight female. I think the skills are important for sure. Everybody should be skilled and versed and, you know, educated or understanding, exploring all of their compassion so that we can understand each other and be compassionate and empathetic for each other. But come on. I knew it was coming. There's all of our cards, and here's bottom of the deck with the 6 of Pentacles. We'll talk about that in just a second. I'll let you peekaboo and see them. This one came out first. Okay, so central energy under the 7 of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords. Oh yeah, baby. We want to move fast. We want to swing that sword. It's not surprising. I think the mental space is really charging forward here, and emotionally it's like, whoa. Emotionally it's like, slow the fuck down, and mentally I'm fuck no. So the masculine is so capable and so ready to just chomp the bit, but we know how important it is to balance out with the feminine energy so that we don't make stupid decisions, so that we don't get ourselves into a sticky mess, we don't say a bunch of shit we don't mean. This kind of energy is very important to be in control of. Yes. Under the Empress, we have the 8 of Swords. More stuck mental energy, and we talked about it. Transcending from the mind to the soul. So what does it mean to ask your heart? When people are like, don't listen to your mind, listen to your heart. What does your heart tell you is the right thing to do? How the fuck do you do that? I remember the first time I thought about that, I was like, listen to your heart. So it was very conflicted in my mind. A lot like this 8 of Swords energy, which is mentally trapped. Our own mental traps. We do this to ourselves. It's our own limitations. It's battling. This is what I'm getting for you. Battling devil energy. Very much so. We'll get back to that in a second. Clarifying underneath the 3 of Wands, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh. I got so much masculine energy off of her when I looked at her. I literally thought she was the king. So what that means to me is that the focus is exactly where I thought it was. Spiritually, it's like, not only are we building up our value as feminine, so whether you're male or female, it's like allowing that place to exist where we are safe, protected, cozy, and warm. So the inner child feels very safe. Again, male or female. We're taken care of. But we don't want to be, you know, this thing. We want to be what we are. We want to be protected without all the fucking nonsense, without all the work, without all the fucking battling of the, why is everything trying to attack this? Why can't this just exist? Why can't the world just chill the fuck out? You know, whatever the mental resistance is, for now at least, action where it can be taken to balance things is very important, especially financially. But for the most part, this feminine energy allows us to receive protection, receive resources, receive, what was that old meme quote, whatever, and it was like, you know, women improve everything you give them ingredients, they'll make you a meal. Give them sperm, they'll make you a child. Give them a house, they'll make you a home. You know what I mean? It's like women transmute energy and create better than what they were given. But it's kind of a sick joke, isn't it? Because the feminine has to be allowed to be feminine in order to achieve that creation. And that's exactly what this is. So allow Big Mama Dragon here to come in and just burn all that lower frequency shit to the ground, because you need your energy right now. Especially to transcend this mental barrier. There's so much here to be had. especially financially. It's really time for that feminine to get protected and to know it. Royal. Gang, gang. This is angel gang, gang shit. If you guys are light workers and you're out here trying to heal, trying to do what's right, trying to protect the world and make it a better place genuinely, if it's genuine, that's this. It's that royal blood energy. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise. There's some shady shit on the horizon here. The moon underneath. There's a lot to be not seen. Understood. Okay. Because all the cups are in front of you. You can see everything. There's nothing hidden. You know, the moon suggests that there is, but even the moon itself is hidden. Do you see the problem here? This is a mental barrier. So when we are talking the ether element, it's about trust and faith. And the only way, if you're anything like me, man, I am not a fucking religious person, okay? I'm just not. I'm sorry. My first pure, true, honest to fuck hatred in my childhood was the Catholic Church. So me and religion have been at odds for a very long time. But spiritually, my connection to what you might want to call God. Like, I can quote scripture and believe it, but it has nothing to do with the religion. Here's what it is. In order to really trust the ether element, you're going to have to work with it, which means test your theories. Start testing them. If you always thought the law of attraction was horseshit, I fucking dare you to test it. I just dare you. Because I know exactly what's going to happen to you, and it's going to be the same thing that happened to me. I love a skeptic, baby. Yes, I do. Because I'm not the type of person who wants to be skeptical. I want to be right. And even more, my higher self is like, no, you don't. You want people to know the truth and use it and co-create with them. Collaborate on building, especially feminines. Oh, I love to see feminines winning, man. It makes me high as fuck. When I see a girl out there winning in something, I'm just so proud. Like, for us. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck yeah. See, girls are awesome. Like, I just feel like we all need that feeling of just like protected, safe environments so that we can actually create something incredible. Because I feel like there's so many people with talent, so many good people out there, and it's like, y'all don't deserve to be lonely. You don't deserve to not have the resources. Like, you deserve to have all those things because we all would benefit from what you will give the world. It's that vibe, you know? Especially your people. I feel like when you find your people, because you haven't yet, when you find your people, I mean, some of course, but when you feel that you're really at home with your tribe, and it'll take time, you know, then you'll know. Then you'll truly know. I'm just gonna have a look around and see if there's anything else here. Cheers to you if you're having some sip. I know action is something that really wants to be, it's really hard not to do, you know, but until the mind is in that right space, like, you don't want to be making moves right now. This is the ether element. It's not about 3D moves. It's like getting into the deep, dark, or light places of us and really digging that truth out, and then allowing ourselves to come back to the real world, and that is our new reality. So things change. People are burnt, you know. This low energy that's around you, it was part of your journey, but it really truly is time to stop attaching to it mentally, which means stop identifying with these people like they're your people. They're not. Oh my God. It can be a sick joke that I hope one day we get to cheers to in person, baby. Yes, I do. I'm just seeing if there's anything else. I feel like there's something else here. There was a new inspired idea that came in off of a lot of healing and celebration time. So you were going through a really hard time and you had a support system there for you, and some kind of new idea or path was laid out in front of you, and that might have really thrown you into this bout of confusion. So it's about going back to understanding why you have these fearful places in your body that you're holding on to. Like, I can sort of feel it because I do Reiki and stuff. Like, I know that energetic where you can feel different parts of the body. So I highly recommend looking at the chakra system and just seeing what each chakra is about. And I think you're gonna know exactly which one it is and exactly what the issue is. Like, it's that test the theory, hun. If you think that's all fucking voodoo, then go check it out, see what the chakras are about, and tell me that you don't have a blockage exactly where it makes sense and where it says you would. Might be something worth looking into here, is getting into a more healing career, something that to you is more fulfilling, so something that gives back to you. That's what I feel like this is about. It's like, it's a more, why am I hearing esoteric? It's a more esoteric career choice. Okay. Where you might have like a corporate background, you know, and that's like, whoa, it really feels like night and day. It feels like extremely outside of the comfort zone, but I don't even feel like it's that. It's what is so confusing about this, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm hearing bloodline, ancestral. It's ancestral. It comes through the bloodlines. Of course it does, especially with the feminine. Tell me a creature on this planet that is more oppressed, abused than the feminine. Tell me, please. Not black women, not white women, not these women. Just women. You know, and I'm not saying men and boys and, you know, certain cultures are not abused or have gone through specific terrible trauma. It's not about that. What I'm talking about is your focus right now on physical healing and ascension, meaning bringing your 5D truth into the 3D. And what's so interesting too is I think it's like your ancestor that's protecting and guiding you here is an older female. It's a female part of your bloodline that's protecting you and helping to break the barriers, the mental barriers that they perpetuated. So that's an interesting dynamic. I'm feeling Scorpio energy. All of a sudden, I just saw that snake come out like, pop, 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 which isn't even Scorpio, but it's just boom. It was like Scorpio. And on the other side of it, I felt this hope, this rejuvenation. It was like a breath of fresh air. It just hit you like this epiphany, you know? Okay, interesting. We're gonna take a couple of cards from the tarot. Ooh, I almost dropped that whole chunk of cards from the Tarot Della Nuit. We haven't used this deck in a little while on the channel, but I'm feeling drawn to it right now. This is kind of like my shadow deck. I use this deck for more shadowy, sort of 3D feminine energy. I don't know how to explain. I'm not explaining that well, but we're going to use this deck for a specific reason, and we'll know why, I'm sure, in just a second here. I'm just going to get a couple more tarot cards, and then we'll finish this one out. The Aether element. Ooh, yeah. The full moon in Scorpio. Let's see. And the Tower on the bottom, so we'll leave that out. Let me just get the ones that fell on the floor. Is it just the one? Yes. Okay, so we've got the Ten of Wands coming out here, sort of in reverse almost. And we've got the Seven of Pentacles, both minor arcana, but the Tower is not. The Ten of Wands in reverse we just saw in the water element reading. You might want to check that out as well. So the Seven of Pentacles here, side by side with the Seven of Cups, makes me think of a lot of interference from divine. The Tower as well. I mean, these are devastating changes that come into our lives in relationships, in careers, you know, the love and money stuff, the real important stuff that physically changes the way our life looks on a day-to-day basis, and that affects us permanently. We will have always have been with those partners. We will always have stepped foot in those jobs and taken that value for our time, etc., etc. And that's how heavy this feels. It feels like really and truly mentally releasing burdens that have been in your bloodline for fucking generations. So this is approaching all of your life right now through that lens, including and especially your careers. The Queen of Pentacles really is the career queen. You know, she's extremely efficient, extremely independent. She carries her burdens very gracefully. She's very grounded, but she's capable. So, I mean, no human woman was meant to live the Queen of Pentacles energy all her life. There will be lessons there because of what it means to hold and work with and embody the earth element. So money, health, home, even those like old money families where it's like, okay, how is that woman ever, you know, not capable of being independent, or she ran a huge empire that was basically handed to her, like lived in wealth. She will struggle in other ways with the earth element because nobody coasts through. You see what I'm saying? You were never expected to hold that as if it was what made you valuable. Are you kidding? You're a feminine. You know, the feminine aspect was like, even if you're a fucking warrior and you're in warrior mode right now, it has nothing to do with giving and supporting and everything to everybody, even if those are your ambitions and that's all you really want in your life is to be able to do that. You have to allow mentally this kind of support to come in, because without this, nobody can do it alone. You know, putting in the work is great, but if you don't ever receive and you don't ever allow clarity to be had, then you don't get to see any of the protection. You don't get to transcend. You remain and you still grow and you still progress and you still live a good life, but you don't ever tap in. And that's what this is really about. It's tapping into the ethers and really truly understanding when is a time to push and when is a time to have patience. And most importantly, what is divine protection? What does it really look like? And what is it to you? What has divine protection look like to you? Especially recently, I can feel the ancestors again just stepping right into this one. There's somebody that's protecting you. There's somebody that's trying to connect and communicate spiritually with you and let you know that you're not alone. Interesting. Okay. We're pretty much going to leave that one right there. I'm just going to have a quick peekaboo. This fire energy and this tower is what I'm feeling, whether you're choosing exactly 8 of Cups on the bottom right here, choosing to walk away from something or something was removed from your life. This was the protection. You have to trust that, right? Again, it comes down to that faith so that you can move with this energy and actually accomplish. Receiving is a big part of this. Receiving is a big part of this. Don't let your mind create barriers to all of the things that you want to receive right now, that you deserve, are 100% ready to receive. You know, don't let the mind put up all these barriers for that. Simply slip into feminine energy, very deserving, very safe and comfortable, nourishing, generous, and you know, I'm picturing a cat just laying in the sun literally for like 12 hours. My point exactly. Slip into the feminine energy of knowing that you're enough, that you're doing enough, and that it's going to be okay, because spiritually you know it's in alignment. Okay, I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please give the video a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Check out the other elementals. I'm telling you, that 10 of Wands in reverse got me right away, and I was like, man, there's something in the water reading for you. 7 of Cups being confusion. So a lot of mixed energy in the mental space and the emotional space, and that's not surprising when we're ascending or transcending into our mission. Royal blood, like, wow, what a fucking calling. Okay, we're going to leave that one right there. Thank you so much for hanging out today. I will see you on your next reading.